come up with that dog shit pick. What the fuck were we thinking? What the fuck were you thinking? Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Jimnasium. As always, it's me, XFL Jim. And I'm joined, of course, by Chase Essems, a.k.a. the Wolf of Oakland.
You want it? I'm going to give it to you right now.
And we're going to give it to you right now, baby. We are. Chase, how you been? It's been, when was the last Jimnasium that we did? It's been forever. It's been all.
Was it right before March Madness?
I think it was like.
Did we bracket
early
something?
March, late February. We did one bracket.
Yeah. I think we did a bracket. I can't remember what did we bracket. It was best cities to lose your life in.
Yes, it was best cities to lose your life because we were talking UFL and everything like that too.
Yeah,
Which,
man.
by the way, we're already on week 8.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Been breezing by.
How do you? Okay, I was going to ask. I know like this isn't like a UFL show. This is more of a shooting the shit, but this is the kind of shit that we shoot the shit about. So
UFL is like a major part of my life, so I shoot the shit with it.
Yeah. Is it time to start feeling doom and gloom about it, or do you think we're gonna see another season?
I don't think not at all. I don't think at all doom and gloom. I think for sure we're at least another 2 years minimum. I think the TV product has been like the floor for like the Fox games is in like the 600,000 range. ABC still pulls well within like close to $1 million.
Okay.
So ESPN this last weekend weak, but again Mother's Day weekend never really that strong. I do have plenty of things that I think the UFL needs to address in the offseason.
I believe I contributed to that list as well.
You did, and they did one thing. They came out with early season tickets for next year.
Nice
for people.
Nice. Well, that's good. The reason I was so interested in asking was because I saw, I feel like in my Apple News or something, I saw kind of like a doom and gloom kind of article from one of the fucking,
Yeah, probably
one of the news outlets.
Florio over at Pro Football Network.
I don't think it was
Pro Football Talk or whatever.
I thought it might have been like a USA Today or something like that. Yeah, but it wasn't. So it made me think about it, and I know you've been in the conversation with stuff, so
it does piss me off that seemingly every time a mainstream news source like an ESPN, a PFT, a fucking NBC, or anybody talks about the UFL, it's always negative. They never talk about any of the positive aspects of it, like the fact that they, Rodrigo Blankenship's killing it. Bryce Perkins was number 4 on trending on Twitter a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they put the number 3 wide receiver onto the Cowboys. They have one of the most automatic kickers in the league. They have probably the second most automatic kicker in the league. People have, it's been consequential. This is what I really think is that I feel like the games are starting to sprawl, kind of like a college or like an NFL game where I remember it felt like the first season of the XFL season, we were bang, bang, we were out in 2.5 hours, done. And I feel like it's starting to stretch into 3 and a half.
So that's going to be part of my off-season analysis. I want to see how long the games are. I want to do an actual dive and see how long the games are compared to what the XFL was 2 years ago, what the UFL was last year, what the XFL was 2 years ago, what the USFL was 2 years ago, and kind of compare and contrast and figure that out. There's a couple takes, though, that I have. I have 2 takes. One was given to me by somebody. Shout out Justin Paul Sports. He was on my Week 7 preview show. He gave me a take, and then I have one of my own. One of my own is that the UFL needs to ditch the League of Opportunity branding. 100% ditch it and just focus on it's more football, it's good football, and it's fun. The League of Opportunity immediately in my head puts it as a minor / feeder league for the NFL.
Right. So people are kind of, I could see people seeing that and instantly being like, oh, well, this is
minor league baseball.
who
like
are these
G
fucking clowns?
League.
Yeah, this is nationally televised, like AA baseball. Yeah,
When I feel like the more apt comparison that you want to make is something like the MLS, where it's not like, obviously it's not the NFL. You can keep parading. You're not the NFL. You are innovative. You are fun. Again, like you said, you are fast. Like the games are quick. It's a great place to bring the family. You are affordable, but you don't need to be. The first thing in all practicality, yes, you're trying to get players to the NFL. I understand that the players want to be in the NFL, but you don't need to market the league as a league of opportunity to get to the NFL, and that's all the league's good for.
Make that the bonus, like, human interest piece, like during the midseason. It's like, hey, this guy's starting to get a lot of buzz from NFL scouts. NFL scouts are here to see him today. Shit like that. Like,
Oh yeah.
A lot more backup quarterback interviews whenever they're calling plays, because unlike the offensive coordinator, they can talk through what the play call is.
I love that shit. I love those. I love ESPN's been doing a pretty good job of it, especially on the ABC coverage. Through like the third quarter, for like 5 minutes of game time, they give you just the game audio, where it's just you're only hearing the coaches and the players that are mic'd up.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Give me just take Mike Pereira out back and fucking shoot him. And then
Jesus Christ, the officiating this year has been awful, it feels like.
And then give Dean Blandino a cot and like a prison blanket and just let him live in the command center from Friday night until Sunday evening. Just because he's a real one. He's the truth.
But the other take that I have that I've taken on my own, shout out Justin Paul Sports because he said it to me, is that I think you and me and Eric, Uncle Rico, are in agreement that the UFL should start earlier. I like the XFL start time of right after the Super Bowl in February and whatnot.
Yeah.
He took it a step further. He thinks week 1 should be after the AFC NFC championship games.
Ooh, then you have that dead week in between the Super Bowl where they don't play a real Pro Bowl game anymore. They have stupid shit. It's pretty much unwatchable. That's a great idea.
And
that's
then,
a really good idea.
You do week 1 then, and then NFL week, you manage all your games on like Friday, Saturday for the Super Bowl weekend. So week 2, all of your games are either you have maybe you do like a 4-game slate of Saturday. So all your games are on Saturday.
Yeah. So it's like January 1st when you have like a Peach Bowl and like a Cotton Bowl appetizer before you hit like the Rose Bowl and like the Orange Bowl and shit.
Yep.
I like it.
He said that, I was like, dude, I actually love that.
That's a great idea. That's a fantastic idea, I think.
I absolutely love that idea.
Because you get so fucking tired of just talking about football that Gooch week, which I'm starting to call like weeks in between things, where it's there's dead week between. Yeah, when there's a dead week between like the AFC and NFC, or like between the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness, then you have Gooch week. Like that's. But no, man, I love that idea. I think that's really smart, and I think people will like the little like appetizers into the Super Bowl, and I think it will keep people invested post Super Bowl.
Especially and that's the other thing.
Like 2 games into the mix by the time the Super Bowl is played.
Yeah, that's the other thing for me is that like starting earlier would be helpful just to keep the momentum of football going. Yeah, because I was talking with Eric on Spring Fever and just in general. He's a big gambling guy or whatever, but I talk with a lot of people who are just more casual sports fans. By the time the UFL season starts, you're 3-4 weeks into March Madness. You're getting ready for the NBA playoffs. Everything, like, people are kind of transitioning over to their other sports.
Yeah.
But if you start right after the Super Bowl, guess what? Still football season.
True. It's true. Jim, I'm going to redirect the conversation briefly.
Oh, that's all I have for the UFL, baby.
What do you think of the new hats?
Let me take a closer look. Let me full screen it real quick. Oh, Junior, I like it. I like the script. I like Junior Mafia. I love it. My only potential worry is that the O could be confused as a Q.
No, I'm with you. Also, someone pointed out how close it is, how it's just missing a K, and it's New Kids on the Block, too, which made me chuckle.
It could, yeah.
But no, I think it looks clean. It's available in Pyru red and Roland 60 blue. You know,
Great colors for the hat, by the way.
great. Thank you. No, man, that was it. I just wanted to. I'm
It
really
pops.
proud of that.
It definitely pops.
I designed it with AI. Is without AI is why I'm proud of it.
It pops, dude. What did you pick a font, or did you kind of like just go freeform?
They have like in Canva, they have these like text combinations and stuff, and I picked out like the best parts of a couple of them and did everything and did like the tilt on the NOTB. Initially I was gonna have it like hanging off of like one of the letters, kind of like a crown a little bit. But yeah, I let Jake Packwin, the merch god, lay it out for me.
There are some times where, like, when I'm trying to come up with a new title or do something, I will spend a good like hour and a half looking at fonts.
I do a surprising amount of like font. Well, I mean, I do like a full like Canva design like every day. I do 2 of them, in fact, like because I have to do them in different sizes. And like I've gotten very particular about like fonts, and I have like very like defined things like thematically that I want. Like whenever I pick out a font, and but I do have an addiction to the neon effect.
Neon effect's sick.
Which is, and it's tearing my family apart. Like I need like a neon and intervention. Like I'll tell my friend Kurt, like I need to back off from the neon, and then I'll text him the next day. I'm like, I'm back on the neon again.
It's like nitrous. It's like you're just fucking just like I'm back on vapes. It's when I
yeah.
The way I go with fonts, where I try and go sometimes really, really stupid, but also kind of understated. It depends. I do a different sort of font for like the podcasts, the college stuff that we do versus like the UFL stuff versus the CFL stuff versus the X. Like I try, it's different fonts for each sort of thing.
Here, we're gonna talk. Like, let's keep talking about fonts. I'm gonna pull some stuff up that I've done and talk about fonts that I like.
What are you on Times New Roman?
On Times New Roman?
Yeah.
What do I think about it?
Yeah, like it's just as a regular ass like Google email, like just font.
I prefer like an Arial to a Times New Roman. Times New Roman is like more like research paper to me.
Yes. All
right, so I really like.
You really do love the neon glow.
Yeah, and I do love the cursive joints. So and the yellow brick is supposed to be like the Midwestern kind of like yellow brick style architecture that they have, you know, or around that part of the country. It was supposed to be more of like a Frank Lloyd Wright, Louis Sullivan thing, but it turned more like Art Deco, I think. So it looks kind of like an Art Deco church / casino.
I will say, from watching you kind of grow the Notorious OTB, definitely the 2 things that strike out is the neon and the cursive.
Yeah,
it's a nice, it's a brand image.
For sure. Here we go. I'm pulling up some more.
Give it to me.
We can delete these after. All right, for Barry, I try to do like one that's exclusively for Barry.
See, this one strikes me as like 1950s, 60s, like title card sort of thing, the spinning and then it like pops up, or yeah, that's what I get from that font.
Yeah. Here was Mother's Day.
Very
that's
good.
Just fucking adorable. That's just
adorable.
Put that with some Tupac or some like keep your dear mama or keep your head up. And then last but not least, this was for the Peter Pan Steaks a couple weeks ago.
Ooh, I like it. That's definitely Broadway vibes with the font.
And I love the guy on the right we're calling Barry because for once, like doing a black man in a design, like it returned the correct like complexion and everything. And also look at that closely. That guy on the right, there, like Barry, there's really absolutely no way of telling how old he is. I have no fucking clue how old Barry is.
That guy could be 22 or like 59.
I know how to look it up. I know how to find out because I know where he played college ball. and I know who one of his teammates was, so I know roughly when.
Have you ever thought about being a PI? Because sometimes I've thought about being a PI.
Dude, the way I got to your dad's telephone that time,
That's
whenever you were
fact.
sick,
That's
that
a
was.
fact.
I do have some deductive reasoning skills. That's for sure.
What do you think it's like being a PI nowadays compared, like, versus? You think it's more like at home work, just going through
No,
social media?
no. Well, I think it's going through social media, but I think it's like you going over to people's houses while their spouse isn't home, and them going through like your laptop and just going through all your stuff where you forgot to. Because I talked to, I had a friend who did some level of like uh, forensic computer worked for like a PI,
Shit.
and he said the majority of the time, like what got people caught was that they didn't log out of accounts, and so like they don't need to hack anything because it's all right there because they never log out.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, but you know.
I've thought about it, but I've heard they don't get paid super well. For like the time and effort you have to put into things, I feel like they don't get paid enough.
Especially if you're having to like go and sit in a car and like watch like a residence for multiple hours and shit.
Oh, okay, here's an opening right here. In my home state, Norfolk, Nebraska, private investigator. The average salary, hourly, $26 an hour.
Oof, that's tough. Plus expenses. They always say plus expenses.
Definitely plus expenses. You're paying for gas. You're paying for everything. You're a contractor. You get
food.
fucked.
Yeah, you're paying for my food. You're paying for my gas. You're paying for, I don't know, like something to tickle my balls while I wait outside this person's house for 12 hours in the freezing cold. Like, I'm not doing that shit in the winter in Nebraska. Like, you know how many car batteries I'd fucking burn through?
Oh, dude!
In the course of one stakeout.
You're trying to be sneaky, but you have a whole generator right next to you, heating you up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. I was thinking about you the other day. I saw like a picture of a fucking massive tornado in Nebraska on because for some reason Reddit thinks I would be interested in the tornado subreddit.
Is it wrong?
I mean, I do enjoy seeing something get tornadoed or seeing like pictures of like the big like fuck off ones. Like if it looks wispy, I'm not into it.
I was talking with my girlfriend. We're thinking it's going to be like a little bit heavy tornado season because we've been seeing way more just regular dust devils this year. They've just been popping up.
We've had some like a couple like tense moments where it was like middle of the night. Okay, do we like go down to the crawl space for this, or like are we good to go? And there was one that it turned out just to end up being like an 80-mile-per-hour straight line wind, but like the way they were talking about it, like it was a tornado, and like I don't think we realized like how close that like event was to us, like
Jesus,
until it had already like gone past us. Like I turned on, by the time I got the TV onto like the storm channel, like it was like, you know, like you live in Nebraska, you know how it is. Like when shit gets real is when they start calling out like little street names, like around where like little cul-de-sac names and shit. And so like when you see like names of things like pretty close, you're like, oh fuck, okay.
Dude, I think it happened after we did our last show, but this is totally unrelated, but it just popped into my head because I thought it was funny. I was recording an arena gym video outside. Need to bring him back. He needs to make a comeback. The world needs a little bit more arena gym. But for those of you who don't know, the arena gym getup is no shirt, shorts. I wear the gold chain, my little gold Cuban link chain, and then I have a ski mask on. Yeah. So I was recording a arena gym video at 2:30 in the morning outside under the streetlight. And while I was recording, a police cruiser drove by like behind me. I don't think he saw me, but I kind of wish. And that's another reason I'm thinking about bringing it back and doing the late night videos, is I kind of want to get like a cop on video while I'm arena gym.
of like your entire interaction with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Do you think it would go better in the arena gym outfit or the UFL gym outfit, which is just the sort of like kimono and shorts?
They would 100% think that like you were your city's first male prostitute.
Oh, if I'm doing that, I mean, not the first. There's some stuff going on in my town that's been hitting the news.
All right, dude. I think people in small towns get the freakiest. You know,
Some
like because
people
what else are you gonna do? You know, like
it's a fact.
it's time to figure out what our butts do. Let's do it. No, man. Like, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to get more people. I'm torn between like I want to get people's reaction, and I did record a video of UFL gym in public, and I got a lot of stares. But also, there's so many people that just know me.
Yeah. I remember riding around in your town with you, and me being like, so like the people around here, and you instantly knowing what I was talking about, and you're like, they know what I'm about.
They know what I'm about.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that fits, that tracks.
Most of the people know what I'm about. Chase, you sent me these jokes.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing stand up.
All right, what kind of stand up?
Like going to like an open mic, like doing like 5 minutes. Like and just I don't know. Like is this like a question of like style? Like am I gonna be like an insult comic or like
Yeah, I was wondering, you're gonna try and do crowd work? You're gonna
I mean, I think I'm good enough talking to people that I could pepper in some crowd work. But no, like these were so Scott Bowser, our friend Scotty B. Who by the way, I'm not sure if I sent you the video, a fucking like Hyundai drove into his kitchen.
No, Jesus Christ.
I think it was like an old person that like mixed up like the gas with the brake because they just like from the parking lot just like boom and like hit his kitchen and what I consider to be his kitchen's balls right in the sink, which I think would probably qualify as the balls of the kitchen. But yes, he used to do stand up and he tasked me. He was like, all right, so do this first. He's like, write like 5 jokes, like which are basically like set up, punchline, boom. Like I think the idea is that these will sometimes this could turn into bits eventually. Yeah. So yeah,
you like expand on them.
Yeah, these were like one of my other friends looked at this and they said it got funnier as it went along, and there was some stuff that they thought was legitimately funny, which is I mean that works for me, you know. Like I'm not expecting to be fucking great at it.
You're gonna be great. I believe.
We'll see if I ever actually get the courage to do it too. Like I feel like I would really.
How do you do with crowds? Like I feel like.
You know, it's 50-50. I remember like I've always considered myself as being like really good at like talking in front of like crowds of people. Like I fall into this kind of like smug asshole mode, like where things don't really bother me.
Same, dude. Same.
And I also remember like a college class, like a college like business communications class where I had to do a presentation, and normally that shit wouldn't fuck with me, and I absolutely bombed. Like I think I was like twacked out on Adderall and hadn't like slept in a couple of days, and I was like stuttering and losing my place and like nearly like falling asleep, and like it was bad. It was really bad. Like. Which is funny because like on the grade, like the lady took mercy on me and gave me like a C- and was like, you need to get more comfortable talking in front of people.
I feel like doing all the podcasts and shows that you do makes it like way easier in my opinion.
You know what makes me more nervous than anything that I do is, and I don't really do it anymore, coincidentally, is whenever I was trying to do like 30, 45-minute episodes like by myself.
Dude, solo content, definitely.
No, it wasn't live on anything.
Shout out AJ, by the way.
What's up, AJ? It wasn't live on anything. I had the power to edit anything. There are actually episodes like that, like my anxiety have not allowed me to publish. Like, there's an episode where I gave out a $24 pick 5 ticket that paid fucking $35,000 and it was never published. I didn't fucking bet it. And yeah, and so there's like no proof. I can point to nothing and be like, I had it. It was a great ticket. It was beautiful. But yeah,
If you want to see me like try and fail at it, watch like the first 2 episodes of the Gymnasium from like 2021.
yeah,
It's rough. It's like doing solo stuff, especially in my opinion, like podcasts and long form stuff that is not very heavily edited.
yeah.
Like so I do 2 videos a week, usually like one at least by myself every week.
Yeah.
But
Right.
those are like scripted stuff. I write everything down. I know what I'm going to talk about, and there's like a theme to them.
Right.
Doing
Right.
like an actual podcast and whatnot, where you just kind of have show notes and things to talk about, sucks. It's hard to do solo.
What always what always really out was I would write like 4, 5, 6 page outlines. Like for doing that stuff, I figured out like I can freestyle, but I had to have like an outline with like pretty much the nuts and bolts of what I was going to say. Like, and I'm still kind of that way. Like when I do do like a live show, like I've got a lot of what I'm going to say pretty much out there, and I'll just kind of like throw some shit in here and there. But you'll be doing one of those recordings, and like, you know, you're like, oh man, I wrote like an hour, and then you're like 15 minutes in, you're like, fuck, this is almost done. And like for me, like I have ad reads at like 30 minutes and stuff that I have to get to and shit. Like, so it's
you have beats that
wild.
You have to hit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm gonna. Do you want to here? Do you have a way to just bring up the screenshot on your phone? You want to go through these jokes?
Oh, I got them pulled up on the second screen.
All right. Do you want to read them? I'll let you read them.
Okay.
Or should I read them? What do you want to do?
I'll read them, and then you can give me your thought process behind them.
Okay.
We'll go in order. Number 1, I asked my therapist if he thought I might be autistic. He didn't say no right away.
Yeah, that's because my thought process behind that is I asked my therapist if he thought I might be autistic, and he wasn't immediately like, no, you're no. He like got out the book, and like we went kind of line by line, and we were like, okay, maybe a little, and then the answer was like, it's a spectrum, but I don't think you have autism.
No, you don't have the burger.
Yeah.
Number 2, I grew up playing every sport, and my dad used to say, your speed is deceptive. It's because I'm even slower than I look.
Yeah, that's just a family classic. That's just like that's the kind of shit that I grew up thinking about myself.
Hey. Remember the intro for this show? You are fucking athletic, dude.
Dude.
I mean, forget that it took you out for the rest of the day.
I thought that my heart was going to burst. I remember going to jump on the tailgate, Jim, and my legs just not the lift to like get off the ground, and so I had to kind of like put my butt on the tailgate and like log roll into it, and then like slowly push myself up because my arms were dead too to get to the seltzers. Meanwhile, you just jumped onto it like you're a fucking beast from X-Men.
If I'm being honest, I'm not very fit. I need to get in shape, but when I do bits, when I'm doing things like that, or like when I jump through a table, or if I have to do something, like chug a shake that's disgusting, anything like that, it's all mindset. It's all just get in the zone, do it, get it over with, and then deal with the consequences once you're done. I felt like shit after.
I can't believe I did some of that stuff that we did. Like, because I was still very much like in my like chronic pain.
Oh,
stages
very
where,
much.
Like, my
very
back
much
was
so.
like fucked up, and like I remember jumping over that. Like when I jumped over that fence, and then like my knee did like the whole like you know, and like at the end of Best of Show with Catherine O'Hara's like knees doing that like crazy like wobble thing. Like my leg did that like wobble thing, and I remember thinking like, what the fuck am I doing? But I was like, I can't just be like, no, I'm done now. Like that's it for me.
I remember how much the hot tub like water hurt because I had that wound from the track still.
Oh yeah. It
was like fresh.
I remember that, dude. That was gnarly. You still have the scar, I bet.
I kind of faded at this point.
It was legit road rash. I couldn't remember if you legitimately fell or if you like took one for the bit.
A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
of
I
both.
couldn't see where I was going. I hit the track, and then I was like, well, my feet are already fucked. Let's trip. It'd be funny.
Yeah.
Did not think I would slide that much. Did not think I would slide that much.
Here, I'm gonna drop this banger. This was probably my best one in the last couple months.
Oh, I like that one.
For Kentucky Oaks Day, Lilies for the Phillies, framing it.
That's like a wedding invite.
For like a really, really gangster,
like
furry,
fancy wedding.
Gay furry, interracial gay furry couple.
Yes. Very progressive.
Sweet. Very progressive.
Number three, I am not a serial killer, but I do own a mirror. If a reporter came to my door and said, this neighbor of yours is a serial killer, I'd look at me and say, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is the beard. Also, I'm going to find something for you.
Ooh, what are we finding?
I'm about to oh my God, please tell me this picture works.
Oh, it better. The suspense is killing me now.
This is a like 20, I don't know how old, like a close to 20-year-old.
Oh,
photo? Okay. Yeah.
Let me see. You get this bad boy uploaded on here?
I just found I remember his name.
Oh, jeez. I could see.
So this guy kidnapped a girl who, oddly enough, I believe was on the spectrum that he like groomed through the World of Warcraft. And like when they caught him, like he had like all sorts of like rope and knives and duct tape and shit. So he wasn't a serial killer, but I mean he certainly like intended to be. And as you can tell, we don't look all that different.
I could see a resemblance.
It's probably not a great joke if I have to like pull up a visual aid, but you can
pull up. Well, you could have like some poster board behind you with a couple like things you could. Yeah, see.
Yeah. Me, and a gentleman named get this because it sounds like a fake name that I would come up with. David Fabu.
That's his real name.
That's his name, David Fabu.
That does sound like a name you personally would come up with.
David Anthony Fabu. Davey Tony Fabu.
That's not real. That's not real.
Someone this story is from 2011. It might be from like before that because I think this is more about like sentencing. So like, I don't know. This might be from like 2008 or so, but it stuck with me because he looked way too much like I did.
What the fuck? That does sound like a fake name, AJ. It does.
Yeah.
Number 4. My college girlfriend is married to a woman now, and my wife is good at building furniture and drives a Subaru. If she rescues a pit bull, I'm heading to the liquor store to get empty boxes.
That's just real life. That's the realest shit I ever wrote right there. Everything about that, yes, true.
That one, yeah. That one, I like that one. That one's very funny. I think that one's my favorite so far.
Catholic college too. You got to think there's a lot of lesing off there.
Oh,
the old Catholic college.
100% there is.
I think like a couple of her sister's friends have like come out like after the thing.
Lots of playing around, lots of not reallys, lots of like, oh, we're just faking, or we're just drunk.
I do like a lot of the lesbians like that I know like went to the local Catholic like all girls school. Like that was their place. I remember that being like a common theme.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. Number 5, I want to be abducted by aliens. Not because I think it would be cool, but because it's probably easier than asking my wife to do butt stuff to me. That's a fact, dude. Yeah. I've had that trouble too.
Yeah, like let's not only, outsource that to a ringer. Let's take that off planet, I want some dead lifeless eyes that I don't have to make contact with, later. That will like show any recognition of who I am. Let's go ahead and Let's let them do that for me.
So to take away from a little bit, Chase, you showed me that guy's mugshot. So there was a time in 2017, 2018 when I was living in California. I want you to see. So you know what I used. Yes. T1BG. Yes.
You asked what kind of comic I'm a social activist. And it's the kind that's into normalizing butt
Chase,
stuff for the homies.
does this guy look at all familiar to me, or like how I used to look? If I show you old pictures of myself,
I might have to see him move. I don't think so. I don't think that looks a whole lot like you, but I think it's kind of close.
there was like multiple officers when I went to the Pasadena Mall. Right after, like the week after this happened, I was getting eyed.
You were denied?
I was getting like eyeballed. Did not help that I walked into the Pasadena Mall literally wearing jeans and a white t-shirt.
Okay.
And I'll see if I can find like a picture of me back then, but there was definitely people looking at me. This guy firebombed a Cheesecake Factory.
Who's that pissed off at Cheesecake?
I know, right?
Like, does Cheesecake have any sort of like ethnic ties or anything? Like, this just feels like a crime against America.
I feel like maybe Big Cheesecake. Maybe he's like a strudel guy. Maybe he's like a pie guy. So I looked like. Let me see what I looked like. I looked like. I looked like this. I looked like this at the time.
Yeah, okay. No, I totally could see it. Like, so this is what was different to me is like, I think of like your posture and like that guy's posture, and that guy's more upright. And I feel like you've got a little bit of that to you.
There is,
you know, from your back to your neck, or you're not like humpback, but like you know,
I'm forward.
You're forward. Yeah.
But I looked like that at the time. It was like very, very similar.
Yeah.
Last one for you. My therapist is a short, ginger, trans man with diabetes. I feel like I've won every scavenger hunt in state history.
Yeah, so all of those things are true. And
so a short, ginger, trans man with diabetes in Arkansas.
In Arkansas, I think that's why a lot of it could be. I mean, it's fairly local, but yeah, like in Arkansas with like the political climate and everything here, like yeah, Yahtzee, you know, like you got it all. You won every scavenger hunt ever. Like every scavenger hunt now is done. Every scavenger hunt that could ever be perpetuated is won now.
That's perfect. I think you could do it. I think you could do a solid 5 minutes. Because like what you're really good at, this is fantastic. You're really good at like polishing things down too.
Make turds glisten, Jim.
That's what you did with me, baby.
Glisten. Shut up. Shut up, you.
Oh, it's been so good. I can't wait now. I'm planning my trip to St. Louis. Now I just got to figure out who's going to end up coming with me. I got to get the hotel booked. I got to get my rental car. And then if Christian's coming, I got to figure out how much a flight is going to fucking be. Let's do a little guesstimate right now. So where would he be flying out of? Probably Pittsburgh.
He would probably be flying out of Pittsburgh, yeah.
So, Pittsburgh, let's do flight to St. Louis. Pittsburgh to St. Louis, let's just take a look at the date. How much do you think it's going to be?
From Pittsburgh to St. Louis round trip?
Yes.
$1,300.
Let's see. Dude, nuh-uh. American Airlines, $259 on American, or $259 Delta, or $259 United.
Round trip or one way?
Round trip.
No shit.
No fucking shit. That's awesome.
You could probably get it even cheaper on Southwest because that's
no. Actually, it says Southwest is more expensive.
Really?
Southwest is closer to $300.
That's still not bad for round. Jesus Christ.
Dude, how long do you think that flight is?
Pittsburgh to St. Louis. I think it's shorter than you realize. Like I think it's probably only like 2 hours.
So each one is 4 hours each way, but there is a stop. So,
So it's
each
like
one stops in Chicago.
Okay.
He's got like an hour layover in Chicago, and then a 40-minute layover in Charlotte on the way back.
It's like everything we have out of Little Rock. We got direct flights to everything as long as everything is Dallas.
How much is it for me to fly out
to St. Louis?
Yeah.
Oh, because you'll have to go from
Omaha
there to Dallas to St. Louis. I bet.
Oh, still $295.
That's not bad at all. Way better than.
Oh no, Omaha has direct flights to St. Louis.
So you just have to drive for like 3 hours, 4 hours.
Yeah, and it's an hour. It's like an hour and a half flight.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. Maybe depending
For
on how much
for a little pond jump.
It's like it's a like an 8-hour drive.
Yeah, and then you fly in and you're on the fucking what do they call it? The metro line. There.
Yeah.
You're from the airport, you're on the metro line to like literally everything that you want to do in St. Louis.
Yeah, because it takes me straight to my hotel
staying.
too. Because the hotel I'm staying at is the casino across the river.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna really start coordinating this, but that's
you muted yourself.
I unplugged my mic.
Oh my god.
Ugh. Okay, that's all I got going on in life, dude. The fitness journey hasn't started yet, but it's coming. Yeah. I gotta get fit.
My wife's been getting fit, man, and like credit to her. Like
I'm trying to figure out how to do fitness with content, and what I'm thinking is, if I get one of those like $400 treadmills and I can put it up in here, and I can walk and stream at the same time, we can just like live stream and watch all the XFL games.
Nice. And you have like I think considering like you have a fairly like active like day job.
The job helps. The job helps. I was outside. Yeah. You can't tell by the face. I was outside all day today.
I'm just like a pale sack of pudding with toothpicks in it. Like that's really all I am at this point. I have been losing weight. Like I think a lot of it was like medication made me lose weight because I'll either like forget to eat or like I think that just might be one of the side effects. But it does make me like sleep eat. Like I nearly thugged out on sleep eating like a s'mores Pop-Tart. So I just had like a paste in my mouth that like if I were to turn wrong or something, like I would have like ended up like choking and dying.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
That's all I got going on, Chase. Life's good. Did I tell you my casino story from last week?
Oh no, you told me a big score. You told me a big
Friday.
score.
So Friday, I go to the casino every payday. I channeled our energy because the first thing I did was hit the roulette table.
Nice. How'd you play it? Middle 12?
$100, 4 $25 chips. I did one chip on black, one chip on.
I want to point out that while you were telling this story, I realized that I was literally just like putting my hand on my knee and was just like rubbing it back and forth, like, oh, this is gonna get good.
One chip on black, one chip on the middle 12, and then one chip on the corner of like 19, 22, I think 18. I need to look at a roulette wheel.
I feel like what you're describing is what a lot of people know is the sweet spot. Just up in that sweet spot.
It's my favorite spot. So it was the four corners of 19, 20, 22, and 23. So what hit was 20 hit. So I hit on the corner, I hit on the middle 12, and I hit on the black.
Yeah.
And what I did is I collected there, and then I put 50 on each one after that.
75 plus 50. So you got 125 there plus what is the 21 or the 20 play?
8-1 on the corner.
Okay, cool. So that tracks. Okay, so you've like tripled or quadrupled up at this point.
So then I put 50 on that same corner. I took everything else off the board. I just kept the corner. I was like, I'm just going to let this ride till it dies. And then 19 came up. So 50, I won $400 right there.
Yeah.
So instantly up like $800. And then I'm just playing with house money. Lost some money on craps. Then we go play. The guy was with my coworker. Wanted to go play Mississippi Stud at a table.
Little 3-card poker.
Never played it before. Never played the Mississippi Stud at the table.
Was it like the dealer has to have like a minimum of like fours to qualify?
Dealer doesn't matter. They just put 3 cards right here. You have your 2, and then you have to pay to see each card.
Okay.
And like you pay $5 minimum. You pay $5 just to play, and then you have your 2. Pay $5. Oh, now I have a pair, or for the 3 of the cards the dealer lays down. The way it gets the way it's shitty, the way the house has edge is pairs below a 6 lose. So you don't win with like a pair of 2s. You don't win with a pair of 5s. Pairs of 6s to 10 push. And then
so jacks
pairs
are better.
Yeah, jacks are better for pairs, but also you get like a straight, full house, all that different shit.
Yeah.
So we were playing. I get dealt a pair of jacks, so I already have a pair of jacks. I win, so I max bet everything, and then the dealer flips up 2 queens, so I got a full house. So I won another $400 right there. Through like drinks and tips and everything, I walked away winning $1,000.
Anytime you put a comma in what you want,
awesome.
Is always a good day.
Anytime you can walk away with like a purple chip.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Yeah. It's so I've had like 2 just like really killer feelings of like winning money and getting that rush. One was in Vegas with you whenever I cashed that Defenders like $250.
Oh,
like
that felt good.
Just hammered that. And the other one was like I hammered like a $10 exacta at Oaklawn when I figured out like this rail bias and like hit it pretty much dead cold for like a $10 exacta, paid like $500. We were betting as a group, like left with like 900 and like, so like there's a picture and like I'm sweating, like I'm like my nipples are very visible through my shirt. Like it's pretty ridiculous.
Dude, how much were we sweating when we hit that roulette in Vegas?
Dude, because what I just said black 17, like we put it on the number. You literally every single possible way that you could. How big was that bet? Like it wasn't more than like $20, was it?
For my whole thing, the first time we did it.
Yeah, the time. Yeah. That first time
I think I ended up laying like $100 down on that whole deal.
And that brought back like a couple grand?
No, so the first time it was like $5 on the number, $5 here, $5 there, because it was all just $5 chips when we were playing that first time.
Yeah, but you also like spanked it,
and then it came away. I think it was like $700-800. It was like a lot of black chips.
And then we put it on black, right?
And we put it all on black. It came up red that first time, and then you had another number because I didn't put all of it on black.
Okay, because I went. That black 17 was the number then that hit there where you like okay, and then we all put it on black. And
the entire table put everything on black. God,
yeah. That was one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of in a casino. And then we went on a little run. I don't even remember how it happened because we'd already like had like a cookie and gotten into the fierce animal funk, something awful. And so I just remember we left up there. I remember hitting my number at South Point, like late at night, very late at night, on like a with no minimum like table.
Yes, that was great. Shout out South Point.
Yeah. And then I remember where we just like shoved on either it was like middle 12 or it was like red or black at Arizona Charlie's, and you almost high-fived me over the chair.
Yes, that was a great time. God, shout out Scott.
With that guy who's obviously a witness against the Russian mob who had been like relocated was running the roulette table.
Oh, 100%.
Like, very much like kept the mob's books, you know. Yeah, I remember that quite a bit. It's always the weird looking ones that stick out because I can't like remember. I can just say like attractive woman at Circa and like but I can't tell you anything about her face, her hair color, her body shape, anything like that.
I remember very vividly, I think every single time we've hung out.
Yeah, I think so too. 'Cause we very much have made the most of it too.
Oh,
like,
every time.
Because it wasn't like whenever we did that UFC live stream, it was like 2 or something in the morning when I went to bed, and then we had to like get up at like 5 to go to the airport. That
was a rough one. That was a rough one.
That was a rough one. The BTV Vegas one, that was a lot better. Totally saw that hot tub and a pornographic video gif on 100%. Reddit. If it wasn't our unit, it was a unit in the same building with a very similar motif. Somewhere. Yeah. And then the other time we went, that was just a good time. Like I kind of pussied out on the XFL game. Will readily admit, but like that was also back when I was back in my chronic pain game, and the rain was coming in.
That whole stadium and everything sucked big ass.
So yeah, big shout out to the Elote.
The Elote was good. The Elote was good.
Big shout out to
Cashman Field.
I really wonder if I made the ESPN broadcast because remember that guy was like all up on me while I was eating the elote.
Well, I'd have to go back and look through the entire. What was that, week 3? Vipers versus Defenders.
God, we were on one with college basketball too. Whenever we were there, like we were solidly winning our like college basketball. We were getting
tickets out the ass. That was a great. We need to go back sometime.
They gave me so many fucking drink tickets whenever I cashed that Defenders. Yeah. No, we're gonna figure out a time. It's gonna be on Shaboy's dime whenever it happens.
God damn it. All right, dude. This has been awesome. This has been great catching up. The Jimnasium's always refreshing.
I can't believe we had 26 people watching. That blows my mind.
I can't believe we got 52 minutes out of it. We're fucking awesome. Look at us. Thank you everyone for watching, by the way. I didn't even put anything out. I just kind of turned it on. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you. We love you. We'll see you next time for another Jimnasium. It'll always be a surprise, but a welcome one.